Time now to go through the newspapers. With me this morning to review them are the broadcaster and journalist Afia Hagan and academic Joanna Williams for the final round of going through the papers. Good to see you both back. And Afia, we're going to kick off with the Daily Mail, who actually have a campaign, don't they, with Cancer Research UK to try to raise more money for children, I think in particular suffering from cancer, if I'm right. And they have an article about one particular rather inspiring young girl.
That's right. So the Daily Mail are backing a campaign for cancer research looking into children's cancer and cancer in young people. And they have an article about this young lady called Pippa Vickers, who's 11 years old, and she was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. And actually, she's now in remission. She's recovered quite well back at school, playing hockey with her friends. But her treatment was actually a trial. And that trial was only available because someone had set aside money and donated money for that particular trial a few years earlier. So she managed to get on that and managed to find some successful treatment for herself. And this article talks about how now she wants to become a doctor. She wants to help other young people like herself. She wishes to find a treatment where she doesn't have to lose her hair, or patients didn't have to lose their hair. So the Daily Mail are backing this campaign for people to donate to cancer research, and particularly that money will be set aside for cancers in children and young people. And this article details Pippa's treatment, what she went through, but also the family. You know, she had brothers and sisters as well, and what the family and the parents went through during that time that Pippa had her treatment and getting her back to school. Her mum describing it as a very scary time. Lots of trips to A&E whenever she had a fever. So we know that there's a cost of living crisis on. And during the pandemic, one of the things that happened was people gave less money to charity because money was tight. And people will be feeling that again this year as well. But if you can spare a few pounds, you know, giving to charities such as Cancer Research to back the research of cancers in children and young people is very important, because it's such a scary time, not just for the children, but their families themselves. And it's great to see Pippa back in school, up and about and playing hockey again.
Yeah, and with great ambitions for the future. Good for her. Quick look at an article about Elton John quitting Twitter. This is in The Express, isn't it, Joanna?
Yes, it is, and I mean, there's a part of me wants to just roll my eyes at this story. It's become quite a common theme for celebrities to announce that they're going to leave Twitter and then flouncing off, only to reappear a couple of weeks later. But there is a more serious story as well to this, I think, and it concerns the takeover of Twitter by Elon Musk. And clearly there's two very opposing sides now developing in response to Musk's takeover. The article there is highlighting Elton John is raising the issue of misinformation now being circulated on Twitter, almost as if misinformation wasn't being circulated before, which is obviously a little bit unbelievable, I think. But there's another story, another side to this, which is the Twitter files that Elon Musk is uncovering, which do actually reveal quite extensive censorship that was taking place on social media prior to his takeover. Also a story of some potential collaboration between the FBI in the United States and Twitter to remove certain stories.
Sounds intriguing, but we're out of time, so I can't hear more about that now. But thank you both very much indeed for taking us through the papers this morning. We've really enjoyed your company. Thank you.